Harry Kane is England's captain. Marvel, there's only one place to start. The measure of a world-class player is that even when they don't seem to be in a game, they pop up at the crucial time. Every time there are question marks around Harry Kane, he answers them and then some. Could he score in his second season in the Premier League? He did, and then did it again and again. Could he score in the Champions League? He did, again and again. But could he score at a World Cup? He did, again and again. Perhaps if the early England chances before and after his 11th-minute goal had fallen to Kane, there wouldn't have been any need for his last-gasp, perfectly executed header inside the post to calm the nerves. There was always a worry that the burden of the England captaincy might weigh heavy on his shoulders and stop him from scoring the goals needed, but Kane shrugged that off and already has more World Cup goals than the country's record goal scorer Wayne Rooney. Kane will always have his critics, waiting for him to fail, but every one of them would have been leaping to their feet in joy as he saved the day for England. Kieran Trippier took it in his stride. The Tottenham right-back has had an 18 months to remember. He's made the position his own at club level with some terrific performances in the Premier League and Champions League, and he took everything that was good about his game to the World Cup stage. The memories of Harry Kane taking corners are now thankfully a thing of the distant past, and with Trippier on set pieces, it was Kane who profited. Every time the fullback got forward, he whipped in dangerous crosses that tested the Tunisian defense to breaking point. In all, he created 6 chances for his teammates, more than any other player in the World Cup so far. Another player who has his critics, sometimes among his own fans, but he showed he's entirely comfortable on the biggest stage of all. Sterner tests will come as the games pass by, but Trippier and England have done their causes the world of good. Belgium there for the taking. There is so much talent in that Belgium team, but against a side of real quality they would have showed just how they really are for the taking. They have superb centre-backs in Spurs duo Jan Vertonghen and Toby Alderweireld, while Vincent Kompany is expected to be back in time to face England, but it is in the wide areas that the Three Lions can get at them. Yannick Carrasco is a makeshift left wing-back, to put it lightly. While he offers a lot of joy going forward, his defensive qualities really leave a lot to be desired. Trippier should enjoy getting behind him and into the space that he constantly leaves, pulling Vertonghen out of his position. Meanwhile, the pure talent that Kevin De Bruyne is, he is not one to really want to get back, and if England can get behind the midfield with the pace that they have got, then they can cause real issues. Belgium have a lot of talent, but they also have a lot of flaws that can easily be exploited. Eden Hazard during the Panama match. Photo by Odd Anderson, AFP, Getty Images. Chelsea will be fearing a Hazard injury if he doesn't have one now. Then if the Panama game is anything to go by, he is going to end up with one by the finishing of this competition. Eden Hazard was absolutely kicked to bits in the second half, with the Central Americans becoming a bit frustrated and a bit lazy in their tackling. The Belgians' pace and skill was just too much for them to handle at times, so they resorted to trying to stop him in his path as quickly as possible. That is not a tactic that is new to the 27-year-old, who often has to fight through the barrier pain just to get a full 90 minutes. However, Chelsea fans will be feeling every kick and bruise with him, as they need their star man fit for the beginning of the season. Hazard suffered a broken ankle last year, so missed preseason, the beginning of the season, and then started slowly on his return. Whoever the manager is next season needs Hazard to be at his true best from the very off, and will be praying nothing too bad happens to him during his time in Russia. Disappointment for Sun. The first game of the day had little to write home about for both sides. South Korea heavily relied on Heung-min Son as their talisman heading into this World Cup, but the Spurs man failed to produce. Whether that was down to tiredness or the way Sweden's setup is up for debate, but the midfielder will be disappointed in himself that he didn't have more of an impact on proceedings. He played more as a right-back than an attacker throughout the 1-0 loss to Sweden, often having to track back as Sweden used the flanks to attack. Often he was the side's only outlet in a South Korea side that had very little creativity in it. We can't see South Korea star getting many chances to score after today's performance. Keep up to date with the latest news, features and exclusives from Football London via the free Football London app for iPhone and Android. Available to download from the App Store and Google Play.